Hey, it's Leslie, and in this week's update, I'm going to talk about something that I do that really helps me to avoid going for unhealthy snacks when that time comes where I'm hungry and just need something. And that is to basically just not have it in my home. I always make a list of what I'm going to eat and only buy that stuff. That way, when I need something, I only have healthy options like fruits or veggies or nuts. And otherwise, if I had crackers or chips or chocolate bars and stuff like that, I know that I would see it and I would want it. So this way, it makes it so much easier because, first of all, I'm not seeing it, which makes me want it more. And secondly, when I do want something, if I'm craving something, and it's late, then I literally, if I really want it that bad, I would have to leave to go get it. So it makes it harder and more inconvenient to get those bad things, which really helps, and it supports me to stay on track and keep with the healthy foods. I'm lucky right now because I'm living alone, so I understand that if you don't live by yourself, it's definitely a lot harder, but it's not impossible to, resist things, because the first 30 pounds I lost, I was still living with my parents. And if that is the case, I would suggest try to spend as little time as possible in the kitchen. And when you go to eat, always know what you're going to get so that you're not looking around and seeing, do I want that? Do I want that? Go and open the fridge knowing what you're going to grab. Don't stand there just looking around. And secondly, see if you can make a compromise with whoever you're living with and see if maybe they'd be willing to support you by having more healthy things in the kitchen. And if there's something that they want, maybe keep it in their room or just kind of out of your sight, because then you're not tempted by seeing it. So if you're trying to get ideas of what are good healthy snacks and things that you could have in your fridge, I thought I would just share with you the things I have in my fridge, freezer, and cupboard, so that you get an idea of what I'm eating. And I mean, you don't have to go out and buy the exact same things, but maybe it'll give you some ideas of what you might like. Unfortunately, I only have the camera that's on my computer, so I couldn't bring the video camera, but I have a still camera, obviously, a digital camera. So I just took some pictures of my fridge and cupboard, and that way I can show you that way what there is. So you can see in the fridge, it's mostly fruits and vegetables, because I try to really make sure that I'm getting my antioxidants and getting all the nutrients that I need from that. I also have eggs, egg whites, skim milk, lemon juice, and Parmesan cheese, and water. And then for my condiments, I have garlic, salsa, mustard, hot pepper relish, horseradish, and artichoke hearts. In the freezer, I have chicken, beef, and salmon. So I keep my meats in the freezer. That way I can stock up and then they're there when I need them. I also have frozen berries and green beans. In my cupboard, I have brown whole grain rice, quinoa, and for a good snack thing, I have raw seeds and nuts. So basically they're unsalted and not roasted, so they don't have the oil from being roasted. I also have prunes, and prunes, they are sweet, but I only have 3 each day. And the reason I have prunes, to be honest, is after the surgery, I guess from the medication, it made me constipated, and I've been eating the prunes ever since, because I'm not even kidding, the pain from that was far worse than the pain from the surgery. So I would recommend eating prunes just to keep your system going, because being constipated is not fun. I also have chickpeas that I use for my hummus, and seaweed, which I had mentioned in another video is really good for you. So those are the things that I have. I mean, once in a while, I'll get something different for special occasion, but for the most part, it's my own fault with self-control. If I buy a box of granola bars, I can't have only one once in a while. If I see them, then it makes me want them. So that's something that I am going to have to learn in the future, because sometimes, I might want to have things in my home and be able to have the control to not eat them. So that's something I have to work on. But for now, it really helps me to avoid the temptation and avoid grabbing those snacks in that time of cravings. I also wanted to point out that I really try to have as many whole foods as possible and try to avoid processed foods. Because the more processed food you have, the more preservatives you're going to have. And it's just better to stick with the whole food, because it's in its more natural state and just healthier all around. This week I only found one article that I really liked, but I think it's still a good one. It kind of sounds like it's meant for girls, but I think it's something that is valuable for men as well. It's called Fill Up on These 5 Fresh Summer Foods for a Bikini Body. So obviously if you're not a female, for your swimming trunks for guys, it's always good to have reminders of certain foods that maybe you want to incorporate into your meal plan. So check that out if you're interested. And for this week's lovely lyrics, I've chosen Get What You Give by New Radicals. And I like their lyrics because it talks about don't let go and don't give up because you only get what you give. And that's so true with anything you're trying to achieve. You can't just sit back and expect it to happen. I can't sit on the couch behind me and just expect to lose weight. I mean, technically, yeah, if I just stopped eating and starved myself, but obviously I would die because that's not healthy. You have to be proactive and really go after what you want, whether it's weight loss or anything in life. So check out the lyrics below and have a wonderful week. God bless.